Hello everyone, as I promised a few days ago, here is the Roborock 2, the new generation of smart vacuum cleaner from Xiaomi. Today I'm going to do a review for it, but I'm also going to compare it with the first generation vacuum. There are some differences, there are some things that are similar, so I'm going also to put them side by side for you to see them better, to see the differences. There are some big differences between them. There are also some small differences. We'll see in the end if this is better or not, if the first generation is still a good unit or not. Alright, so let's see what we get in the Roborock 2 box. I'm going to open it right now. We are greeted with this semi-flexible, transparent looking plastic piece with silicone pads. I don't know what this thing is, we'll see later. There is a manual here. Of course it's in Chinese, and at least it shows us what is this pad. It clips with the charger and the vacuum will stay on that. Alright, so that's figured out. It also shows us some warnings that the vacuum should not be used if you have tangled cables on the floor. Although it has a cliff detect, it should not be left alone, as it can still fall down the stairs, although it has sensors just to prevent that. In the manual we get a lot of Chinese, application download in Chinese, and more Chinese. The first difference I wanted to tell is that it seems that it uses washable container. Actually, it seems that it's not washable, just the container is washable. I think this uses the same filtration system that is replaceable and not washable. Right, so there's no English, nothing. Right, that goes away. There's the vacuum. Let's take a quick look at the accessories. And this is the microfiber cloth cleaner. And here comes the biggest difference between the two models. The second generation can wet mop the floors. It comes with two pads, one is pre-installed, the other is a spare. This is held in place with Velcro pads, and here it slides in or out on this side here, which is very nice. It has these two diffusers. They are actually not diffusers, or let's call it infusers or whatever. There are actually some adapters here also included. They are made from very fine ceramic, and their job is to drip a small amount of water, a controlled drip, let's call it, on this part here, and that should prevent a big problem that most of wet mopping vacuums have. They lose a large amount of water and they will create not a washing pad but a puddle, and if the vacuum somewhere gets stuck or has a very intricate design and bumps into a lot of things, it will drain so much water from the reservoir, creating not only a puddle, but the wheels will start slipping into that water and you won't have a washing vacuum cleaner. Well, Xiaomi says that with this model and with these ceramic filters, they call, what they are actually controlled drippers, they will avoid this problem, and only a very small amount of water will drip from the reservoir on this, and the vacuum should not step into its own puddle. So the reservoir fills up from this side here. It has this filling hole there, and it has some clips to connect it and disconnect it from the vacuum. Right, so I'm going to put this aside, and this. Here we should have the charging cable, probably with I'm not going to review a charging cable, but I'm curious to see if they come in only one plug type. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, there you go. So it comes with a US China plug, and there's something else here. It's a spare filter. That's nice. I wonder if this also fits the first generation, if they are the same or not. We are going to look at that a bit later. And the charging station, which is a lot more smaller and compact than the first generation. I'm going to quickly take it out of the bag. So the charging station no longer is huge and doesn't have these contacts here. They move the contacts on the lower part, so it's totally different. At least they kept the power supply inside. You just plug this into the outlet. You don't need another power adapter, which is good. Right, so let's move on to the vacuum cleaner. And as you can see, it looks similar with its older brother. And here is the other. Let's see if I can fit them both on the table. Something like that. So the first difference is the LIDAR system. This one was mounted here on the robot's rear. This one is rather centered on its body. Sensors, let's see sensors. It has something here, I don't know, it may be an edge detector or something like that. The other one had ultrasonic there, and also has a laser detection here, laser distance detection. This will measure the distance between the robot and the wall, so it can follow the wall appropriately. And probably the front sonar was replaced with another proximity sensor. It looks like an infrared or laser. We have 3 buttons. The old model only has 2. This has power and return to home. This has return to home power, and I don't know what that is. Maybe we'll find out later. Alright, so let's take a look inside. First big difference is the cleaning container, the dustbin. This one is smaller than the old model. Excuse the dirt inside. But they seem to use the same filter, which is good because you can find filters now very cheap for the first generation, so that should come in handy. Another interesting thing is the cleaning brush, which now has its own support inside, so you are not going to lose it very easy. It's always there where you need it the most. The old one had the same cleaning brush, but you are going to lose it anyway because it's small and it's not staying inside. Let's take a look on the belly of the beast. Charging pads here, edge detection for not falling down the stairs, although they indicate not to use it around stairs, and it also uses the same brush with silicone blades to untangle dust from your carpets. It also has a silicone blade here to increase the suction efficiency. I don't know if the other model had that. It has it. There it is. It has the same silicone thing, but it also looks to be the same brush, which should also be very good. I'm now going to connect it to the charger. Let's see if I can manage to make contact. Yes, it's now charging, and probably it's going to boot up. I'm going to wait. And now it's up and running, so yes, hello to you too also. Let's see if it works with the same app, which should definitely be correct. But I wonder if I can make it work like the previous model with English language. I need to log in, and as soon as I have logged in, I was greeted by attention, one Roborock vacuum was found, tap to connect. So I'm going to click OK, and now I need to enter my wireless password, and I'm going to click on next, and now I need to wait. The app was connected practically to the robot, and now it's sending my wireless password and settings to the robot, and the robot will then connect to the wireless network to my router and will have internet access, so it can download new firmware, download voice packs and so on through the robot. The robot downloads the firmware itself directly and runs the install itself. You are just controlling the process with the tablet, so hopefully this will work right away. I'm just going to wait. It takes a bit. Sometimes the app may fail to do a proper setup. It's usually easy to sort it out. Just restart the app, restart the vacuum, second time it will probably work. Also be sure to select the server, although it's not recommended. They recommend you look at that timeout expired, so that happens sometimes. Be sure to select the server as China mainland. Don't select the recommended US server, because on most devices, and I mean the combination between the device and the tablet or phone, it will not work for English, so you need to switch it to mainland China. It will work, and you can set the area later. They will remain saved and they will work from there. So I've just pressed right again, and second time it worked perfectly, no issues there. So I'm going to create a shortcut to it. I'm going to select a location. No, I'm not going to select a location. I'm going to select done, and I have a new shortcut here. Roborock Vacuum is charging 52% battery, and it's signaled as a new device, so I'm going to access it now. Yes, I agree and continue. And it's not showing anything because it hasn't started the LIDAR, so it doesn't have a map of the area. But there are some different things in the application. Besides go and dock buttons, which they were in the app for the other version, you have this pattern clean and zone cleanup. So probably this supports zone cleaning and navigation. So for instance, I don't want to clean the whole house. Maybe I can just send it to the room I need it to do a cleanup there. So let's see. Vacuum settings, robot's time zone, volume settings, carpet mode. In carpet mode, this is interesting. The Mi Robot vacuum will recognize carpets automatically and increase suction. Alright, I'm going to enable it. Carpet mode sounds nice. This option was not available in the other robot version. Timer, there's no items here, so from timer probably you can, yes, add timer. You can program it, you can create a schedule to start, to repeat, and clean up mode, which is very nice. You can do a lot of profiles and the robot will automatically follow them. Cleanup mode, you have quiet, balance, turbo and maximum. This affects the cleanness, the noise, the speed and so on. Voice pack, hopefully we'll get English, and there is, you can download an English female voice from China. I'm going to select use. English installed successfully, yay. Notifications, this notification thing is enabled or disabled. This will send you push messages on your tablet or phone that the robot is stuck, robot is finished, robot is charging and so on. I'm going to let it on because it's nice to have it. In general settings, you can rename your robot, you can share device, share with a Mi account. I don't want to share it. Manage location, check for firmware updates, and look at that, we have already an update which has over 100 megabytes. Optimizes the cleaning strategy, fixed issues, fixed other bugs, so it looks important. I'm going to update it right away. Remove device, delete it from my app setup, add to home, network info. Alright, so now I'm going to update the firmware, and I'm going to patiently wait for it to finish. And after a period of time, there it is, confirmation that the update was successful. And now the robot is ready to run. It's still charging the battery. So I'm not going to wait for it to get a full battery. I'm just going to put it off the table and see how it works. And I'm going to power it on now.
Starting the cleanup.
And as you can hear, it has English voice. And as you can hear it, it has a variable suction power. It has detected the carpet, and here you can see the progress of its action. You can see how he went through that leather legs, and it's mapping the whole room. It's using the LIDAR to map it. And the first strategy used is to edge detect the whole room, and then by creating the perimeter of the room, it will fill it up with cleaning, leaving a trail of cleanness behind it. I'm now going to pause it a bit, and I want to show you this zone clean. You can program the robot only to clean a zone. Let me try to do this thing, maybe it's better now. And with this area you can control where the robot will go inside the room, and you can enlarge this. You can make it the size you want and place it where you want to, so the robot will only go in that place and clean that zone. So I have paused it, and now I'm going to give it the command to go back to the dock.
Resuming going back to the dock.
Let's see the docking procedure now.
Charging.
And the docking was successful, and as you can see, I'm not using the big plastic pad that they have included. I don't know why that is for. My guess is that is useful when you are using the water cleaning option, and the robot comes back to charging with the wet pad, so that will protect your hardwood floor from water damage, because it will go up with all the wet wheels and brushes and wet microfiber cloth on that pad, and will keep the moisture away. So probably that is its main purpose. So this was for now. I'm going to end this first part of the review. I'm thinking of doing a more in detail comparison between the generation 1 here and the generation 2. Let me know what things do you want to know about them. I'm definitely going to do a wet cleaning cycle, and that will be something like a second part to the review, because that function is very important. but for that I need to prepare a room because I have carpets in most of the rooms, and wet cleaning function does not work with carpets, so I need to remove the carpets from one room and test it there to see how it works with water. So that will come a bit later. But if you have other questions or want to find other things about it and what to add in the second part of the comparison between them, let me know with a comment in the below part of my video, and I'm going to try to include all of your questions and opinions in the next part of the review. So with that said, be sure to follow my next uploads and see you then. Bye bye!